Hi, I'm Tori with Mystic Productions Presents. Today we are here with John Bryan and Blair Caden, and they're part of Threshold Rep's Taming of the Shrew. John, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and how did you get into directing?
I'm originally from Atlanta. I lived in Rock Hill for about a bunch of years. I've lived in Love, Charleston for about 6 years now. I'm married. I've got one little bit. He's 9 months old. He has 16, and he can say 3 words. I got into directing. Honestly, I have no idea how I got into directing. I kind of just started telling people what to do, and they started listening. And I said, "Well, this works." I have a friend who's a photographer, and we started doing plays in the back of his studio with like 10-minute plays that we had written as a group, and I sort of became the director by default. So that's how I started getting into it. And I started like, wow, this is a lot of fun. So I started studying more about it and reading more about it, and eventually went to school for it. So there you go.
Oh, that's a great story. Okay, Blair, you are a native Charlestonian, so tell us how you got your start in theater here.
I took my first theater class when I was 6 years old. My parents wisely decided to put me in an acting summer camp at Charleston Stage. And then afterwards they asked me, "Do you want to do it again?" And I said, "Oh God, yes." Or however a 6-year-old would say that. And I stuck with Charleston Stage all the way through middle school, and then they sort of ran out of classes for me to take, so I sort of switched over to taking high school theater and auditioning out in the community. Also went on to get my degree in theater, and then I made my way back here.
And here we are today.
And here we are.
Great, that's good. All right, so both of you, what can we expect from this performance of The Taming of the Shrew?
Oh, I'll take that one.
Whoever starts.
It is set late 1930s America, so pre-World War II America, South in the South. So the Depression was still very strong in the American South. It actually remained strong until about the 60s in this area. So that's, you know, as far as like stylized, that's what we're going with for the costumes and the buildings. As far as like direction of the characters, I really don't want it to be. I want it to be as much of a farce as it can be, without it being a farce, like a comedy of errors. It isn't simply like, you know, here is this shrewish hard woman, and here's this, you know, hard-hearted man, and you know, let's see what happens when we put them in a jar together and shake it up. I'm trying to find a lot of the personality between those two characters primarily. So a lot of human interaction amongst themselves and with each other.
On the comedy side, you can look for a lot of physical comedy. John does a great job of choreographing a lot of that. So there's a lot of comedic fight choreography, a lot of kind of sight jokes. So we had a lot of fun with all that.
That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. John, what was your favorite moment in the play?
So far, and this, I mean, because like I have a favorite moment reading it, and then I'm getting new favorite moments in actually seeing it. Favorite moment in just simply reading it, I really like. There's this big reveal, which, you know, spoilers. There's people who aren't who they say they are, and then that stuff gets revealed, and I love all of that. So far, just like working with the people, I've enjoyed watching them read and reread, and then figure out what words mean. Figure out finding different levels of puns within. That's been my favorite part so far.
Great. Okay. All right, Blair, tell us about Kate. Who is she?
Well, like John already said, initially she just seems like this hard, bitter woman, but what's really makes her fascinating to play is that she is more than that, and that's kind of what's fun, is figuring out, why does she engage with the world this way? Why is that the face she puts on? And what is it about this one particular man that makes her be able to let go of some of that? Because there are a lot more layers. I think she does want love and eventually marriage, but she wants to do it on her terms. And that's not something that's typically done for women of the time of the play or the time of the American 1930s. Right. That kind of agency wasn't really available. So she's fighting against a society that doesn't want her to be all that she is. But she finds one person who maybe will let her.
Okay. All right, for both of you, is memorizing Shakespeare harder, in your opinion, compared to modern dialogue? Blair, you can start this one.
I think it's easier, especially the parts that are written in verse and poetry, because they follow a rhythm, they follow a pattern, and it's almost musical in the way that it's easier to memorize a song than a paragraph of text. So yeah, he gives you some help there, actually.
Okay, I'm saying it's actually harder for the exact same reasons that she says it's easier. If you have just regular dialogue, you can throw in contractions, you can kind of paraphrase. If you mess up a word, but you say another word that means the same thing, Yeah, 9 times out of 10 it might be okay. Shakespeare, not so much. No, because you have to hit the beats, you have to hit the rhythms, and usually your one word it sets off a chain of wordplay later on. So you have to keep that one. Shakespeare's harder.
Okay.
But he's easier to memorize it correctly.
Easy, Tiger. Yeah, easier. Yeah. It's easier to memorize correctly.
Okay, I saw the eye roll. Okay, John, this is for you. How does this play test our normal gender roles in society now?
So that's the thing. I don't know if it does test them now. It tested them then, when it was originally produced, and that's honestly why I was drawn to it. Because while it is controversial now, while it is controversial to look at an independent woman and say that she's wrong for being independent or shrewish for being independent, Leslie. Back then it wasn't. So the evolution of the controversy to it is what really I think is the testing point. We're looking at a play that doesn't necessarily give us any definition as to gender roles, but it does expect us to follow them.
Okay. What's been your favorite moment so far in the rehearsal process, both of you, John?
Oh, both of John. Both of me, John. I honestly just like hearing people read. I like to see their instincts, see what they're already thinking of. Because half the time going into the read through, the initial reading, I have an idea, but if like our Batista who plays the father is the father of the two young girls. He's taking a lot more Southern than I was expecting, and I like that. And so that's pretty much I like to see the initial reactions to the characters.
I think, I don't know if it's a moment, it's more of a kind of moment that
feel.
happens a lot.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the moments where you discover something new, especially with Shakespeare, and there's so much embedded in the words and the text. You realize a new meaning to one word, and it changes how you see a whole scene.
Can that be my answer too?
Of course it can.
That answer's better than mine. That
We
is
can
way
share.
better than mine.
I mean, that's my favorite, is those moments of, oh, that means that, and now this joke makes sense, and now it can almost turn the whole tone of a scene around if you just realize those tiny little details that this brilliant, stinking writer put in there.
Okay. Well, I would like to thank both of you for taking the time to interview with us. It's been great meeting you, and I'm looking forward to seeing Taming the Shrew, Threshold Repertory Theater.